best NBA comeback story. Shaun Livingston was the 4th overall pick in the 2004 NBA draft. He was projected to be the next Penny Hardaway, which is insane comparisons. I even saw one scout somewhere on the internet say that his ultimate upside was Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson. But most people said Penny Hardaway. The future was bright for Shaun Livingston and the Clippers. But then unfortunately in 2007, he had one of the worst injuries. He tore several ligaments, including his ACL, PCL, MCL. It was so bad to the point that they thought his leg might have to be amputated. And not even just as a basketball player, but just as a general person. Can you imagine hearing your leg might have to be amputated? And this was 2007, so he's only been in the league 3 years, and I'm pretty sure he came right out of high school. Correct me if I'm wrong. But he was 18 probably coming out of high school. So he's 21 and his leg might have to be amputated. After such a long time of rehabbing, he was let go by 6 teams. He was traded by 3 teams. He tried 10-day contracts. It was called the D League at the time, but G League, it's just, he wasn't getting his shot again. Can you imagine going from a projected Penny Hardaway, maybe even Magic Johnson, just this ultimate upside, and now all of a sudden, every single team just lets you go. You cannot stay on a roster for consecutive years. But then he found his home in Golden State. This is where the story gets happy. Obviously, they knew his injury history, but they wanted him on their team. They thought he was a good fit. And listen, it worked out, because here's the good part of the story. Shaun Livingston went on to become a 3-time champion, being an integral part of that Warriors dynastic run. He was a key backup point guard, their 6th man, although I guess Iguodala was their 6th man. So whatever way you want to put it, him or Iggy, depended on the day, I guess. And he had one of the most, and you cannot tell me otherwise, unguardable shots. His mid-range jumper was unguardable. I feel like he never missed. I honestly can't remember. I literally have no memory of him ever missing that shot. And I'm not exaggerating that either. Obviously he did miss at some point, but I don't remember any of that. I don't remember any of them because it seemed like he made every single one. It's because he's so tall. He's 6'7". That's a tall point guard. He's 6'7" with long arms, and he can rise up over everybody. Kind of like how KD does, although they're not the same height, but still, you know what I mean. That shot was money. And I remember it was game 1 of the 2016 NBA Finals, I believe. He didn't drop 30 points. I remember it wasn't like he dropped 30 points, but it was the Shaun Livingston game. He did everything right. He was making so many shots left and right. I remember he had the biggest impact on that game, helping them win game 1. I remember just being so happy watching it. I know other fans were happy watching it. Just seeing him have his moment in the NBA Finals. Yes, he had moments, of course, because he played throughout their tenure. But that moment, game 1 of the NBA Finals, was his game. His game for all that hard work. Shout out Shaun Livingston.